So, because it's going to be your first time playing Leshrac, I mean, there's obviously loads of things we will be happy to forgive. Things like last hitting. You can't really last it all the time on a hero that you're not used to last hitting with, so it's really, really tough. So,
Yeah, no, as far as like last hits and stuff like that, that's just something like that's something obvious that I know I need to work on, and I know how to work on that.
yeah, yeah.
But as a lot of small decision making and stuff
Yeah.
uh, is tougher.
What is happening? Why is AFK? I'm like, maybe I have a pause, but that's not the time that somebody's AFK. No, you need to go
Well,
here, man.
no,
You need.
I think I might have tabbed out.
Okay, okay, okay. I mean, these games are kind of casual for you, aren't they?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I mean, a lot of times, like, I just play to try to get experience, but it's tough.
yeah,
Like if I'm having a rough day or something.
yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Definitely, that's how I started out with Dota as well. But what you want to
Yes.
do is you want to go here and get the bounty rune. It gives you 100 gold. It gives you the start towards the bottle, and especially if you're not so good at last hitting, it's invaluable. It's really invaluable. Invaluable. Am I using the right word? Sometimes I'm
Uh,
just like,
yeah,
what am I saying?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. So now the first thing is you're a ranged hero against more or less a melee hero, because Storm is, for all intents and purposes, a melee hero. Because of the way he has to play his hero. Not to mention his attack range is really small, and then he has to get his static remnants, and that he has to come in melee range, and then so he's a melee hero. So you should be able to abuse him a little bit. Yeah. So it's these sort of last hits. It's okay. As long as you're doing the right thing by focusing on the, oh wow, dude, this is really amazing, you actually took that opportunity to last hit him. So your movements are pretty damn decent. Your positioning is, oh yeah, so that all comes from League of Legends, right? That's all transferable skills. League of Legends thing. i guess
Mhm.
I guess last hitting doesn't come from Isn't last hitting quite important in League as well? I
Oh,
guess
no. I mean, it's definitely, but it's a lot easier in
it's a
League.
lot easier. Yeah, it's a lot easier. You can spam spells for that as well as without a lot of cost. So I
Mhm.
guess it's not that bad. Yeah, I really love the fact that you are doing these pretty decent high level things where you're just harassing the guy between hits. Now, obviously, because you're probably one of the very very few people who's coming over from League, and I think you're probably pretty decent at League as well. Not too bad. Um, you've got a really good understanding of harass. You've got a very decent understanding of positioning. What you don't have any understanding of is creep equilibrium, creep movements, or last hitting. And it's like clear to see. It doesn't have. It's not just because it's a hero that you aren't experienced with. It's you don't really get the whole creep movement thing, and I feel like that is a very very long topic. Creep equilibrium is very very important. You need to maintain your high ground sometimes for very very um, huge reasons. But mostly, what you want to look at is which direction is the creep wave going to move. And usually you look at that by how many creeps are left. Like look at this right now. Now he's got 4 creeps, you've got 3 creeps. That means automatically, if everything stays the same, the creep wave is going to move in this direction. Probably the red one will be better. The creep wave, nice, the same. Horrible. The creep wave is going to move in this direction. So
Mhm.
what you want to do is you want to assess, where do I want the creep wave to be? And that's also a kind of a detailed thing where you want the creep wave to be. You want it to be on your high ground, you want it to be on his high ground, or you want it to be in the river. Well, you probably never want it to be in the river, but these are the three. Yeah, sometimes you could want it to be in the river, but these are the 3 spots essentially where the creep wave can be. Actually, there's another spot which is under his tower and under your tower. So it really depends on if it's a good matchup for you, or if it's a good match, or if it's a bad matchup for you. For instance, this is a really really good matchup for you. So because it's a good matchup for you, you want the creep wave like on your high ground, or the enemy creeps at the minimum, or at the, I don't know, most or whatever, on these steps. Because if they're on the steps, then Storm needs to get to like this close to be able to last hit your creeps, which are going to be up on the high ground. Number one, he's going to be missing uphill 25%. So there's already a 25% chance that he's going to miss. Number two, you're going to be standing up here. You're just going to right click him every single time he comes up to take a last hit. Number three, if he tries to trade with you, if he tries to right click you, you try to right click him again. There's a 25% chance that he's going to miss his right click. So you get a better trade. So there's like all of these things that add up, and it's just much easier for you to harass the guy if the creep wave is on your high ground. Even right now, even right now, the creep is in the river, which because he's almost a melee hero, he has to you can get a lot of harassment, so you don't even mind if it's in the middle. Now, the way you manipulate a creep wave is by exactly what you did just now. You right click Storm and you pull these creeps back, and that's called creep aggro. Now, I'm sure you know about that, right? So
Yeah.
even though you know about it, it's something that you want to practice. But it's also it comes into question. What comes into play is like when do you want to creep aggro? Because of this movement that you did, because of this aggro that you did, what ends up happening is your creeps die much quicker, right? And these two creeps are alive, and now they're going to be underneath the tower. Which wow, you actually did get that last hit, but it's going to be normally it's going to be really hard for you to last hit. So you
Yeah.
don't really want the creep wave to fall under your tower. So that's how you sort of want to maintain the creep wave. Yeah. So right now, these guys are there's three of these enemy heroes. This guy's half HP. This guy's half HP. So literally, the enemy team, the enemy mid laner has one entire creep wave full HP more than you do. Oh, this you're dead. There's no way survive. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so what you want to do is you want to right click the enemy creep down and try to even the wave out. And another big thing that ends up happening is when this guy goes for the obviously he wasn't trying to do this. He didn't actually see that he has a creep wave advantage. But because he has one more creep than you do, what ends up happening is you take more damage. Right here, two creeps are hitting you, three creeps are hitting you, right? Three creeps are hitting you, only two creeps are hitting him, right? That means you're taking 60 damage per second from the creeps alone. And he's just taking 20 damage because he actually used static remnant to kill that one creep. So you're still taking 60 damage, and there we go. That's perfect. So let's see how much damage you actually took um, from the creeps, right? Target Leshrac, and this is gonna be really fun. You took. There we go. So this is where it started, right? So melee creep. So it's 11 damage. Why is it 11 damage? You have a lot of. Oh wow, that's nice armor on Leshrac. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you took 120 damage. 120 damage you took from the creeps, literally. And that could have been, you know, if it hadn't been that extra 120 damage, you obviously would have lived, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where sort of creep equilibrium you can make it work in your favor, or the enemy will make it work in his favor, or can make it work in his favor. Like you need to be like very careful, even when it comes to positioning. Like, does the enemy have more creeps than I do? Because in Dota, creeps hit hard. It really hurts, especially in the lower levels, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is a matchup that you are going to lose as soon as Storm turns level 6, but you should be able to dominate pretty heavily when Storm is not level 6. So even if this guy is right really low skill, you're gonna get crushed in this lane very soon. Like in 2 minutes, you're gonna start feeling the pain pretty soon. Anyway, you've got money for bottle. You should buy it immediately. You've got it in quick buy. You should hear it, make a ting sound and just take it immediately. Get it out in a courier. Don't wait for 100 extra gold. Everybody makes this mistake, so it's not that big a deal. But I skipped forward too much. All right, oh nice, you missed it. But he ate the whole. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. All right. Now the only problem is that you kind of exhausted all your HP and mana, but you do have a shrine. Actually, you do have a bottle as well. But I think what I would have done in your place here is maybe gone over to the shrine, shrined up, and come back. But what you're doing is fine as well. But what you want to do is
Well, the shrine
um,
was already used up. I'm
nice.
pretty sure.
Well played, Sven. Thank you so much. Because you're the mid laner, of course, Sven. Yeah. So what are you gonna do? It's fine. Whatever. He comes back from the same place. Repeat. Um, yeah, I kind of don't want to waste your mana like that.
Hmm.
All right. Um, what I was gonna say was that it comes in, and you need to anticipate your enemy as well. Like you need to, but it's kind of tough to anticipate your enemy when you actually don't know what the enemy hero does. Not to a great extent, right? So you
Hmm.
need to be aware that level 6 Storm gets his, what's the ability called? Zap. I just call him Zap. It's a ball lightning, and he's just gonna zip zap everywhere. And you need to sort of try to figure out that can he kill me if he gets level 6, he's got full mana. Can he kill me? Is there any way I can stop him? And I can tell you, there's no way you can stop him, and he will kill you. But is there something that you need to ask yourself, like, you know, what what's the situation? Ooh, you can kill him right now. You could have 100% killed him. Wait, is he level 6? No, you can't kill him unless he's got no mana. Oh, you checked he's got no mana. Oh, that was so close. Uh, all right. So I want to watch this. I really want to watch this. This is really important. All right. So you're going for the rune. You got the invis rune. I think you had chance to bait him, but it's fine. What I want to see is, when do you check his mana, and do you check his mana? Because that's really crucial. And you still haven't checked his mana. You use your spells, and now you check his mana. No, you checked his mana away. Okay, so you checked his mana and you ran away. That is really, really bad. Because once you check his mana, you checked his mana here. You checked his mana. That's it. He used all his mana. All you need to do is run straight in, because he's not going to do any damage. You have the creep advantage. Creeps aren't even in a matter right now because you've got Diabolic Edict and you got Pulse Nova ready. That's a kill that you missed right there. 100% kill.
Hmm.
So, like, this sort of thing comes into play when you don't know your hero and you don't know the enemy hero to a great degree, and that's a natural thing when you've only got 300 games in the 300 hours in this game, right? So you need to be around 2,000 games or more to be able to understand these things to a great degree. Because it doesn't matter even if you're coming from League. I think because you're coming from League, you don't need 2,000 hours. You need more like 1,000 hours. Because there's a lot of concepts that you don't need to worry yourself about, like positioning, like movement. Like your movements are very high level, honestly. Um,
Really?
yeah, like how long did you play League?
Um, 2014, something like that. Maybe
Yeah,
2013.
yeah, it's like 3-ish years. So yeah, that's exactly why your movements are pretty decent. You're struggling with Dota concepts, which is normal. So all you really need is just what you need to do is really just go through all the heroes several times. Like, yeah, play every single hero 3 or 4 times. This is what I talk about in the common mistakes part 1 as well. Like, what you need to do pretty much is go into your all hero challenge and try to go through all these heroes. And when you whichever hero you're at, just go to Dota 2 wiki and read up everything there is to read about that hero. And oh, you missed it. This guy could have
Yeah,
stunned as well.
there was
Maybe
it was really
very
awkward
cool.
getting used to the startup time on his queue. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Leshrac. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Leshrac is in the level 3 complexity, at least level 2 complexity. And he is. Where is Leshrac? There he is. He is what? Not even in level 2 complexity? Yeah, he is definitely. He's supposed to be. I would put him in level at the moment with the current meta. I would put him in level 3 complexity easily. Easily. He's a shit core, and as a support, sure he's got an AoE stun, but it's like horrible cast time, cast animation, horrible stats, horrible HP. Just dies. It's a bad hero. Uh, so a big mistake you made, and something that probably would have allowed you to live. Something I didn't even notice because it's such a casual thing, is that at this point you've got 500 gold. Actually, at this point you've got 400 gold. 5 minutes in, you got 400 gold. This is when you should have bought boots. And game goes to like 4 minutes later, you still haven't bought those boots. This is pretty crucial. I know there's no courier in League, so I'm not gonna say anything about that. But
I think, I mean, it was probably the wrong idea, but I think my thought process was I was going to try to gank bot and then just buy boots at the side shop.
yeah, definitely bad idea. Very bad idea because you need boots. Boots are super crucial. I think after TP, the next most important item is I think boots are more important than TP actually. Yeah, yeah. It depends. It's very situational, like hero dependent. Like there are 3 or 4 heroes who actually don't need boots. But for the most part, boots are more important than TP. So you didn't get the most important item in the game.
Hmm.
Like this is a kill. This could have been a kill. Um, and now this is gonna be a death. Yeah, it's like the matchup is really bad. There's a storm. Storm wrecks you. You can't stun him. He will see the stun coming. He'll sort of be able to predict your stun. You have to be like next level and try to predict his predicting of your stun. you know,
Yeah. Well, that's
it's
what I
like
was trying to do.
all
Like
right.
when I was bot lane,
Yeah, I
I
think
was.
I think I saw that, and then I was like, he's probably not doing that. But okay, so you were doing that.
Yeah, well, because I figured because he was Storm, so he just uses
Yeah.
ult, and then but he didn't move
Yeah,
because
he didn't move. He didn't
I was like,
move.
okay,
He next level. He next level you. Oh god. Yeah, it's a nice bit. I like the item choices coming out from you. I mean, the standard. Okay, it's probably because you're looking at this now, but um, I think in a game where you're up against a lot of heroes who can kill you quite easily, you don't want to go Bloodstone, even if it's a really core item. You should have gone for Yules first and then Bloodstone.
okay.
Um,
The
yeah,
main reason was because I felt like I wasn't managing my mana very efficiently, and I felt I needed a little more tankiness.
I mean,
So I thought that might help.
as I said, you're playing a hero that you're not used to. You're constantly doing things which are not very good management wise, mana management wise. You keep using spells which you shouldn't be using. Like if you want to farm in the middle of a creep wave, just use Pulse Nova twice, and it does more damage than Diabolic Edict. It actually doesn't do more damage, but it's just the overtime damage that by the end of by the end of it, you will not have done as much damage. Not to mention, Diabolic Edict is sort of single target. Like it's gonna do pulses. It's gonna do these explosions. They're gonna be 40 explosions, but they're gonna be one explosion like on one person. So it's a single target, and you can't control it. Whereas Pulse Nova hits everybody around you, so it's pretty easy to farm with Pulse Nova. So you need to change. Obviously, again, a hero you haven't played a lot. I think you're following some build right now. I feel like that's what's happening. That's probably why you haven't leveled up Lightning.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Lightning is pretty shit right now. Especially on a core. But the reason you might as well have picked Lightning because the reason why you picked Diabolic Edict is so that you can take towers, but you're not going to take towers. So I think in this game, you should have just taken Lightning.
hmm.
But it's fine. And he's dead. Oh no! Yeah. So you could have killed him there. and now you're gonna die again. Uh, yeah, you could have killed Troll there. As soon as you got stunned him, I was like, oh, you're gonna go and kill him, but then you backed off. So
Yeah, well, I was concerned about Ogre stunning me and then Troll just
yeah, but the
doing troll
ogre
things.
ogre doesn't do that much damage to you, and Troll is a core hero without any items, so he's not gonna do any damage to you either. And at most he can stun you, but Leshrac doesn't care. You got your
Well, if he
pulse nova
pops his
on.
ult,
Even if he pops his ult, he's not going to kill you. He will die before he can do it much damage. Like it's you do a ridiculous amount of damage, especially when there's only one hero there. Let me tell you exactly how much damage you're dealing right now. Is 36 damage times 36 damage is per explosion.
does it prioritize heroes?
No, it's random. It's completely random. But
Okay.
you can because it's an AOE. So if the hero is standing at the edge of a creep wave, you can actually stand a little bit further away so that it only hits the hero. Um,
Sure.
damn it. Is it 36 damage per explosion or is it 36 damage per second? See, sometimes these guys they don't write their good. They're right. It's an incredibly ridiculous amount of damage. But let's quickly. You watch Philip DeFranco?
I used to.
All right. What changed? Because he didn't.
Well, I mean, kind of. He's gotten a lot more. Oh, I can't say now because I quit watching sometime last year. But he was getting really preachy, and
Oh yeah.
just not really my style.
Okay. Um, can deal up to 1400 damage. Right. So 1400 damage is no joke. Right. So a troll probably has 700, 800 HP. So there's no and not to mention you got Pulse Nova on, which is 160 no sorry 100 damage per second, right? So pretty much you stand there for about 2 seconds and they're dead. He's dead. I think he was already half HP anyway after the damage from Earth Split Earth. Earth Split is the other. This is, this is Split Earth, and this is Leshrac, and then you've got the Elder Titan, and that's Splitter Earth Splitter. Okay, ER extra. All right, let's skip forward a little bit because you're pretty much farming the lane constantly. What I would have liked a lot from you is to go and farm jungle, but I guess there's a Sven farming the jungle, and there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, that was one of the things like in that original message I sent you, because a lot of times I
Beautifully timed.
know what would be really good to do
Yeah,
sometimes, but playing around my teammates,
yeah,
trying to be more efficient with that, like it's really tough for me.
yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, I'm not, obviously I'm not the best player, but I
It
still want to
comes
try to get better at
it
them.
comes back to ranked games. It comes back to ranked games because you need to be playing with and around heroes, people who are the same. No, dude, go and stun the storm. He's already stunned for 1 second. Yeah, you need to play with and around people who are the same skill level as you because that's the way you're gonna learn, and it's gonna be the same sort of skill people as you are. Because unranked games, same as friendly games, is it's gonna be a bunch of people who are just some are gonna be a lot better than you, some are gonna be just horrible, really bad. Why is this still open? So that's so many reasons to play ranked, honestly.
Well,
Um,
that's why I started getting into ranked, but at least right now because I'm still calibrating.
mhm.
But it's just I don't know. I still get people like they'll be like 1K or less than that and have a few thousand games, and then just try to scream at me because I only have 200 and something, and
Yeah, no,
it's
you have to get through that. I know it's incredibly painful. I know that because the international calibration thing, international rank just came out. I played like 2 or 3 games. Oh, it was so painful. I wanted to quit Dota. I literally just wanted to quit Dota. So I know what you're saying, um, but you just have to get through it. It's like the worst medicine you've had. Just chug it. It's fine. Eventually, you will get through those 10 games, and it'll be fine. And stun. Oh, yeah. The good thing you didn't go in. And you did go in. Oh, it worked out. Nice. It worked out. It was the wrong play, but it worked out. Because you sort of like you have no HP, no items here, and you sort of walked into the enemy line, enemy territory. Now the thing with Soul Ring is that it actually doesn't give you anything useful at least, because Soul Ring, what it does is it takes away your HP and gives you mana, and you need HP. You actually need the opposite of what Soul Ring does. So the Soul Ring is actually the last item. I would maybe even get the recipe before Soul Ring just in case I accidentally click it and kill myself.
Yeah,
Like you can't commit suicide, but no.
I think the reason I bought it was because I had the money for it, and I
Yeah.
didn't want to lose too much gold because I had already been dying so much to
Yeah.
Storm.
Yeah. The thing is, like, what you needed to do was just jungle. That's what you needed to do. And obviously, having a guy who's already taking up all the jungle is tough. But it's like he goes into this jungle, you go and take this entire jungle. What's going to happen then is he's going to be the one who's going to go and try to take the lane farm. He's going to go and die, and then excuse me, that just came out of nowhere. And then he's actually going to be the one who's feeding Storm instead of you. He's going to be the weaker one, and you're just, you're happy days. You're getting stronger. So it's like you have to be sneaky with these things. Come on, man, just one right click. Oh, thank God, so close. No, don't, no, dead. Yeah, you're dead. I would be very shocked if you survived this. Yeah. Never ever go uphill because is there fog in League? There's no fog, right?
No, there's no
Uphill and
elevation
downhill.
either.
Yeah. So never ever go uphill on the enemy territory. Just rule of thumb, even if you're stronger.
Mm.
I guess you're like starting out like in the 0K bracket, so I guess it's a little bit okay, but it's one of those things that you don't want to develop bad habits. Secondly, don't ever try to chase people into their shrine, and don't ever take fights into enemy shrines. These are just habits that just don't do them ever.
Mm.
Like sometimes it'll be the right play to go up high ground without vision, but it's all about bad habits and good habits, right? So don't
Yeah, no, for
just for
sure.
the.
I get tunnel vision a lot. That's something I've been trying to work on,
Mm.
and I mean that was just one of those times.
Yeah, sometimes you can't help it, but yeah, it's all about improvement, isn't it?
Mm.
All right, bottle up, and because you've got so much mana right now, you've got incredible amounts of mana. You should just go and use it. You just used all the bottle charges. Now you've got like full mana. You use bottle charges. You popped up like use bottle charges after your mana. So it's like it's a case of you need to know. Right, this last two bottle charges you shouldn't have used. You could have used them after you'd used up the mana because you literally wasted two bottle charges worth of mana. So this thing, another thing, second thing here is that you just stun these guys and notice that you actually are not going to get a single last hit here. This guy gets a couple of last hits, but you're not going to get anything. So
I think I was more just trying to push the wave because I couldn't get into range for my ult.
yeah, but there's no reason for why were you trying to push the wave? There's no reason to try to push the wave. Literally, absolutely no reason. There's no reason for you to be here. You do not want to fight as a core hero. You do not want to fight until and unless you get. You're about to die there. Unless and until you get your core items, and right now the core item that you're building towards is Bloodstone. So you definitely don't want to do anything until you get your Bloodstone. When you get the base, just right click, just click the bottle several times. It'll just regen up faster. You'll regen up faster. You'll get
Yeah,
out
I
of base
started
faster.
doing it. I'd forgotten about it.
No worries. So you should
Yeah,
have
there's a
gone
lot
bot.
of small things that I just forget.
Mm. Like
Like,
you should. Yeah.
hmm?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say because like a lot of times I'll forget to drop items so that way I can heal faster and stuff
Please
like
don't
that.
ever drop items.
In base?
Oh, in base. If you drop items in base, It actually doesn't matter because the fountain is percentage HP. So whether
Oh,
you
okay.
drop items or pick up items, the time it's going to take is the same because
Does
of percentage.
doesn't
Whereas
bottle help though?
yeah, bottle helps because it's flat HP, right? You gain 90 HP and 60 mana, so that's
Well,
flat
that's what I
HP.
mean. Like
Oh, you
dropping
mean
it if you have a bottle.
okay. That's not something that I don't even do that.
Uh,
It's
well,
like
I just try to
whatever.
work on small things whenever I can,
All
if
right.
possible.
All right, so
Uh,
I kind of get what your other guy was talking about, other coach was talking about efficiency wise. Like what you're doing right now is incredibly inefficient, but like, you don't need to be here. You go and farm somewhere. And this is really easy to say go and farm somewhere. And then you look at the mini map and like, yeah, where? There's nowhere
yeah.
to farm. So it's I don't know what to say to you. It's I don't know. But you know when there was farm here at this tower, you should have walked down to this place and you should have taken that farm and then you should have rotated into the jungle. But because you didn't bother going there and you did go down mid, you end up in this situation. And can you save him? Stun. Just run away. That's good. That's good. All right. Is that supposed to be like a dick? I think it is. It's really big balls though. All right. Carrying on. And this Pudge is so dead. I would have been like, if he commits suicide right now, would have been pretty epic. You need to play easier heroes. Just realize that I didn't say that to you. You need to play simpler heroes as well. Like, don't need to play this hero who takes 10 years to throw out his stuff. 0.35 seconds. It feels like eternity.
Yeah. No, for sure. I a lot of times I don't think about that, but
Mm.
I need to,
Yeah.
because it's tough for me, you know, um, coming from well, what is going on with this
Yeah,
screen?
it's Dota things. It's just Dota things. And it's nothing you can do about it. If you notice here, you actually didn't get any single lasted, and you could have actually used your Nova. And this is the same thing. Like you need to, you know what? I don't even know because you're playing quite good. You're playing at a level where you need to almost have a hero pool, but at the same time, you don't know about any hero. So you need to play all the heroes to get an understanding of all the heroes. So I'm at a complete loss as to what to say to you. To which thing you should do? You play all the heroes, or should you play one hero? So I don't know. I don't know. Because clearly you're doing a lot of advanced things, and then you're doing some things which are, you've got 46 last hits at 25 minutes. That's, 200 MMR. Not even a like 500, 600 MMR player will have more last hits than that. Whereas your positioning, like, look at that position. That's pristine. That is perfect position. That is amazing, dude. I love it. I can't believe this is so confusing to me. I'm literally struggling here. I can't advise you. I can't coach you. It's just like what the hell, So I feel like the skill gap here, or the transferable skills. I almost feel like we need to ignore everything that is good that you're doing, and only think about the negative things. And the biggest negative thing is you have no idea what your hero is supposed to do, and you don't really know, like, you don't know how strong or weak your hero is at which point, and you don't know how strong or weak the enemy hero is. Now, as far as the enemy hero is concerned, you need to play all heroes. As far as your hero is concerned, you need to play just your hero several times. So again, it's the same question. I feel like you should just have a hero pool. I think that's a great place to start for you. It's very different to what I would normally say to a noob, or newbie, or whatever, new player, freshie. But just select. Okay, what am I saying? Select. I'm your coach. I should help you. So let's go with complexity number one, right? Um, you said you like all roles, right?
Mhm.
So let's go with two heroes for all the roles. And when we say all the roles, we're just gonna go with mid, offlane, support, and carry. And if we have two heroes for each, yeah, two is fine. Two heroes for each of these roles. We will have 8 heroes in total. And I feel like if you play just those 8 heroes for a few months, 8 heroes is quite a high amount of versatility. You should be fine. So if you play those 8 heroes for a few amount of months, I think that your gameplay is just gonna skyrocket. Like literally, just you're gonna just jump right onto into 2K. Um, but you do need to get an understanding of every single hero. So I feel like once you've done that, once you've got those heroes that you're like really good at, then you need to start going through every single hero, like play 2 3 games of every single hero, so that you can understand really the ins and outs. You get a feel in your hand, in your brain. Um, might as well be even more cheesy in your soul for all the heroes in Dota. So let's start with mid, right? I feel like the easiest hero to play in mid is Zeus. That's just my feeling. For a new player, Zeus super easy, super strong. Um,
Yeah.
gives you everything that you need, and
That's something I have a lot of trouble with because I have a few games with Zeus and I usually get, you know, like 18 plus kills and stuff like that. But
yeah,
we can never close out the game. Like I'm pretty sure my
yeah.
win rate with them is 0. But
That makes
like
sense because Zeus can't push towers, and if your team doesn't want to push towers, and like the highest net worth hero in the game, in your team, who's Zeus and he's got 18 kills and all that, can't do any damage to the towers, so you kind of gonna struggle. So that makes sense, makes sense, but it's fine. You shouldn't be discouraged about that. Keep playing him, keep
all
playing him.
right.
Yeah, and number two is Death Prophet. So Death Prophet and Zeus combined, you've got a hero who wrecks people, right? But doesn't do jack to towers, but wins his lane regardless. And then you've got a hero who wrecks towers, still wins the lanes. Obviously, she kind of does a lot to heroes as well. Um, so these two heroes, like you can start to go into then you can start to go into the drafting stage where you're like in the mid lane. You're like, I picked mid. I'm gonna go mid now. Which of these two heroes is more appropriate to the current game? Look at your own teammates. Do we have a lot of tower pushers? Yes, we do. Our heroes take towers. Fantastic. Just pick Zeus, kill everybody. We don't have any tower pushers. Fine, then I'll just go with DP. And that's literally the only difference between these two heroes that you need to be concerned with, and that's the only difference in the draft that you should be concerned with. Everything else just doesn't matter because your hero pool is so small, right? Soon you'll get so good at these heroes that literally that will be the only difference because you'll compensate for everything else with things like itemization, positioning, lane domination, rotations, etc. That's your mid pool. Now, as far as your carry is concerned, we want to do a very similar thing, pick very opposite heroes, and at the same time, pick easy heroes. So, Jug, I want to say Jug, but Jug is so, like, as in, he's just everything. He's neutral. He's in the middle. So picking Jug is not a great idea because he's so neutral. But I'll hold on to that. I'll hold on to that for a few seconds. Um, Slark is a fantastic one.
Mm.
Did you play Vayne in Dota in League?
Yeah.
Right. So Vayne, if you are good at Vayne, then that will mean that you're super good at positioning. Then you can pick a hero like Drow Ranger. Drow
Is
Ranger, sorry.
go ahead. I'll say it after.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Say it now.
Okay. No, I was gonna say, is there a way to check? Because I know I can on my account, but can you look at my games played and like my stats per hero and things like that? Because maybe that might give a better
I
like.
can, but I would have to. Not now because we are using Flipper. We're not using the regular app on which we can basically what we can do is we can sort of. Um, I will get your Dota buff details, but not not right now.
Okay, well,
Why
I
would
meant
you
like
say?
in game. I think you can do that, but
Don't think so.
because
No, I
okay,
can't. Yeah, I can't. You can. You can see your heroes. Like I can see my hero stats and stuff, like right here stats.
okay,
But you can, but I can't see yours.
okay, yeah, that's what I was. I didn't know if you could see my stats or not.
No, no.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so I was about to say like Drow, if you're good with positioning, which you are really good with positioning. Actually, I should be thinking about that because you're so good with positioning. I should actually recommend you heroes who thrive on positioning. So Drow Ranger is fantastic. She in your bracket, she's gonna scale super well into the late game with the right itemization, and she's pretty decent early game as well. Drow Ranger is one, and I would say Slark just because we want to be a little bit different to Drow because Sniper is going to be very similar. So with carries, it's really up to you. You can pick either Slark or Ursa. They're both going to be very similar and very different to Drow. I think Slark is better um, because what we want to look at is Drow once again very similar to the difference between Zeus and Death Prophet. Drow takes towers, pushes towers, takes towers, is a ranged hero, will be pretty strong in the lane, doesn't need a lot of support, and as I said, like she's gonna just roll down a lane, participate in team fights, and just push towers. Whereas Slark doesn't really take towers. It's not his strong suit. After a team fight, he might be able to with all the right click damage, but that's not what he does. What he does is struggle in the lane, and as soon as he gets level 6, 7, he can just retire to the jungle, retreat to the jungle, and just farm really, really quickly, get his Shadow Blade, and then just go around killing hundreds of people. Literally, just slaughter everybody around the map one at a time, and just gain lots and lots of advantage, gain lots of gold, and that's basically it. These two heroes, I would say, Slark and Drow. When we look at supports, it's like very very straightforward, right? There's lot of support heroes that you can pick from. Lich, really good one, easy to play, easy to learn. I think maybe you want to have three heroes for support, just because you can have so much more, and it's so much easier to play support. Lich, Lion, and as a third one, I almost want to say Lena, but I'm not going to say Lena. I'm going to say. I'm going to say. Am I going to say Venji? I'll say Venji then. All
Uh,
right, then.
I mean,
Ven. Yeah,
hmm?
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say some of the supports that I play. Would it be okay if I list some of the characters that I
Absolutely.
play primarily for roles, and you tell me if it's
Absolutely.
bad picks or?
Absolutely. It's just
Uh,
that you only have 300 games, so you can't really say, I primarily play these here. But yeah, obviously, yeah, like percentage wise. So yeah, go ahead.
sure. Um, like, well, it's just like I've noticed in certain games that I tend to like. I might only have a few games on
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
characters because
I'm
I
sorry, I
play a
didn't
lot,
mean to.
but
Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Don't worry about
okay.
it.
But like one of my I guess better supports, which I mean I only have so many games,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I do really well as like I guess defensive supports like
Really,
Dazzle.
really.
I
Okay,
do. He's one of my better ones. Like I've had quite a few games where I've just gotten commendations in my team, like
okay.
getting really hyped because I save people with shallow grave and heal up and warding and just
The
hard supporting with him.
the problem with Dazzle is that you are completely dependent on what your allies do. Yes, you're gonna heal them. Yes, you're gonna save them. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna do anything else. You're not gonna. That's your contribution to the game, right? Keeping your
Yeah.
allies alive. If your allies are dumb, stupid, idiots, then you're keeping dumb, stupid, idiot people alive who are just gonna die right after you try to save them. So they're not your ally. Your contribution is directly, proportionally, exponentially linked to your allies. And if they're idiots, then your contribution is exponentially, just the other way around, like going down exponentially. So that's why like heroes like Dazzle, heroes like Omni Knight, heroes who sort of pure supports who just support the team are
Mm.
not really good heroes. Heroes like Venji, heroes like Lich, like Lion, you support, of course, but then you start to get your own items and start having your own impact and start becoming semi carries, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I recommend these heroes. But at the same time, my whatever I say, it's not set in stone. I might be saying something like maybe you go and play Zeus and you still feel like no, this is not at all my playstyle. That's completely fine. You don't have to do what I'm saying. What you have to do is like listen to the reasoning behind it, and that reasoning is what is important. The hero suggestion is not you know end all be all, but the reasoning definitely is. So
Mm.
what you need to focus on is reasoning. If you want to swap Zeus out for another hero, by all means do it, but make sure it's a hero that is opposite to Death Prophet, but similar to Zeus. You can swap out Zeus for Queen of Pain, for Puck, for OD, for um, even Storm Spirit or not Tinker Prophet, because Tinker's more like Death Prophet. But what I'm saying is like any hero who dominates the lane and doesn't really push towers but kills a lot of heroes, right? And ganks a lot. So that's the sort of hero that I want you to play. So similarly in supports, maybe you'll feel like no, I'd rather depend on my allies. That's fine. That's fine. Playing semi carry supports doesn't suit your playstyle. It's completely fine. Then go ahead and choose your. I'm just trying to help you out with the
No.
from looking at your game and from whatever coaching experience I have. But at the end of the day, I'm also human. I will make mistakes. Not even like I can, but I will make mistakes 100%. So you have to be the judge of what you like to play and what is good for you. You
Mm.
know. So just
Well,
like
that
sort of yeah. Go ahead.
okay. Well, like one of the support. Well, I don't know if it's actually like a support because, like I said, I mean, I'm very new and bad at the game right now.
No worries. No
um,
worries.
but I really enjoy playing roaming supports.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
something I've been playing Ogre Magi a bit more, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it counts, but I really enjoy playing Bounty Hunter.
No, it
Um,
absolutely counts. In fact, Bounty Hunter, for a very long time, he used to be one of my favorite heroes, and he still is to a great degree, but he's just like really weak in the current meta. But yeah, Bounty Hunter is super strong, man. He's played right, especially in your games, because like you're getting your whole team richer. So it's like a support hero, but who's actually doing a lot more than just healing people. So
Because
and also
he feels a lot like somebody who, even if your team is bad, you can snowball them into being good enough. You
yeah,
know,
that's true.
when
That's true. Who's Evelyn? Very similar to Evelyn, right? It's like just
mm,
goes around as an invis, just beat the shit out of people. Yeah, you go around, you help out your mid laner, you go help out your carry, and you help out everybody, and you get your level 6, and then start getting track gold, and yeah, yeah, definitely. If you want to do that, that's fine. But as I said, like keep it to 8 to 9 heroes. Keep it a small hero pool. When you want to do
for
roaming
sure.
heroes, I guess that's a different role. That's not a support role. That's a roaming hero role. So
Mm,
we talked about support. If you want to go to roaming as well, I would say there's like 2 or 3 heroes only for roaming anyway. So it's like Bounty Hunter, it's Spirit Breaker, sort of. Um, Earthshaker is one that I'm a really big fan of just because I do it really well, but it's really up to you. Yeah, Ogre is pretty decent as a roaming support. Um, I guess that's about it, really. There's not a lot of roaming supports that you would want to be doing. Like, obviously, you can take any hero and start roaming supporting him, anti-mage roaming support, sure, whatever. But it's like you have to obviously see if it's your playstyle and what. But off lane, I think if you're gonna start doing roaming, then you probably want to just stay clear of off lane, honestly, because that's too many heroes and too many roles then.